Because one believes in oneself, one doesn't try to convince others. Because one is content with oneself, one doesn't need others' approval. Because one accepts himself, the whole world accepts him or her. Lao Tzu. Good morning. So that was weird. I tried starting this once before and then my internet crapped out. And the modem looked fine, the router looked fine, so I don't know. It was weird. Anyways, Nathan Oakley has a technical issue. His monitor, main monitor, I think he uses a projector. It's weird. I don't get it. I have to ask him in a little bit more details, but so he's just doing a replay. And so if anyone wants to help him out, go to his channel, watch his stuff, send him a super chat, or add funds to his GoFundMe. I think there's Bitcoin and PayPal and all that other jazz. It's a ripoff. I think it's like highway robbery. What we're saying, that he needs a replacement bulb. It's like 200 pounds. Here, like, I don't know if 200 pounds is the same as US dollar right now, but if it's the equivalent, $200 in the US can get you pretty good 1440 resolution, 1440p monitor. That's an IPS panel. There's a difference between TN and IPS and all this other stuff, but I prefer IPS panels. Well, I don't think anyone's gonna join this conversation, but who knows? Maybe someone will. And again, I call this the poor man's flat earth debate. There really isn't a debate. There really isn't even a panel so far, just me. But you know, if anyone wants to, they can join in. And what is that? Links. Oh. Well, so I did a lot of videos, 3 videos. It's more than usual, but it was a small amount of videos yesterday. Yesterday I just was listening into a couple of videos that I didn't get to watch. Whether it was so it was Zen Garcia and Marty Leeds. I was finishing watching up two separate videos of them. So and those aren't short videos. They're like almost 2 hours, about, I would say. They're long videos. They're like my videos in a way, although I've been shortening down, cutting down, just because I need to focus on other things. My back is killing me, so there's that as well. I'm trying to figure out how to rest it back and get it back tip top. So flat earth, I'm from point of view of someone who's recently joined. I don't know about joining. Someone who's recently came across somewhat of a community within flat earth. I don't know what it is. I think I'm always an outcast no matter what. I always say, yeah, you probably don't want me on my side. I think or want me in your group. There's that quote. Let me play it back if I have, although I will probably take a hit if I do play it back. From the copyright strike crew in YouTube. It was from John Wick 2. You don't want me owing you. Yeah, you don't want me you don't want me owing you, you don't want me being on your movement or your activism, it's probably going to reflect poorly, unfortunately. So let's see. That's weird. You type in flat Earth, Daft Punk remove around the world from back catalog after become. Let's look at that. Become what? After becoming flat earthers, what? Daft Punk? Really? That's pretty cool. Daft Punk, I like their stuff. Oh man. That's good. That's cool. Of course we don't know who they are. Right? They're just anonymous again. Made a secret live return at the 2018 Flat Earth Convention in November. I did not know that. But you know what? I always wonder is like, couldn't anyone dress up as them as long as they get the right costume and then just play back their songs and say, "Hey, look, it's Daft Punk." Maybe it's a lot like Stephen Hawking. You know, you could just show video clips of him, and he's not actively moving. He's just kind of, you know, doing the facial expressions, and anyone could just override whatever he says because we can just do the voice to text to voice generator, and or heck, you can even have it so you're just talking normally, and there you go. You would have Stephen Hawking. Yeah, I might do that. You know, I'm gonna have an interview with Stephen Hawking. He came back from the dead, and that's how tricksy people can get. I don't do it to deceive people. I just do it for fun. A lot of the things I like doing is I like creating mimicking things, right? I like doing the same thing that others are doing, or even people regarding as whether it's magic tricks or whatever. I like doing that. Right here. See that at the time. Pretty much exactly similar that CNN does. Pretty easy. Alright, this article. I segue too much again. A poor man's flat earth debate. There's no debate. There's not even a conversation. All right. They removed their smash hit around the world from the back catalog after becoming flat earthers. I don't know why, because you could still go around the world. At least the world of Earth. It doesn't have to be a globe for you to go around. The duo reportedly made their much anticipated live return at a secret show at last year's Flat Earth Convention. I didn't know that. Why didn't people say that? That seems like a big thing. After doing their homework, the pair allegedly made the discovery that the Earth was flat at the beginning of last year. Initial reports suggest they aren't worried about what impact the revelation that they are flat earthers will have on their legacy, as regardless of their scientific stance, they still believe we're all only human after all. Look at that. Had to put in that little snipe, regardless of their scientific stance and belief. It's not clear whether the new flat earth stance will form part of the technologic installation that will go on display in Paris from April to August this year. The news of Around the World being removed from the back catalog follows the revelation that Daft Punk will create the soundtrack for Disney Pixar's Toy Story 4. Huh. That's interesting. New Yorker a week ago, it's a flat earth. I think what I like is just looking at the news. What's in the news? Uh-oh. Richard Garrison. Oh. April 1st. by the New Yorker. Watch Behind the Curve. Not even gonna go over that. Let's it's pretty it's pretty depressing, I guess. Guardian, why people believe the earth is flat and we should listen to anti-vaxxers. The Guardian. Oh, and there's the oh, there's no tin foil anymore. Aluminum foil. Oh man, sometimes I don't even want to read these articles. I know it's gonna be. It's like I already know what it's gonna be talking about. I don't even have to read it. It's so easy to know. All I have to do is look at the source where it's coming from. They're never gonna have a legitimate article about the merits of flat Earth. Never, ever. 0.1%. Maybe there is a 0.1% that might. They'll get fired. Yes, they will. But they may one day. Most likely they'll start their own little blog and be anonymous, and they can let out their true feelings about the subject. But no, never do it in a public medium where people can show their face, because they'll probably get fired. Especially if they're writing for places like The Atlantic or The New Yorker or Guardian. I remember when I used to read those publishers, the media, and I was like, oh, look how great I am. I am so, I don't know. I'm so sophisticated. Oh gosh. It's depressing. That's all we get. We get one version. That's it. The mainstream version. That's it. You get the version that they want you to know about. But what's great is that there are other communities out there, other people, dissenting voices out there, and they'll tell you a different narrative. They'll tell you more stories, different ideas, different criteria. Mostly, and what I typically focus on are the liars and the hypocrites. Of course, if you are a hypocrite, you're not necessarily a liar, because a hypocrite can tell the truth. They'll just say one thing and do the other. So they're more of lying with their actions, but not with their mouths. And you've got the liars who just lie with their mouths. It doesn't matter what their actions are. It starts first with what they say. And that's it. Now, some of the things I'm thinking about, and one of the things that I was going to do a video about, and maybe I'll just throw it up there. Excuse me. Because, well, sometimes I just do things where I want to focus on it. Like if you look at the close analysis and stuff I do with the breaking down the videos, so I could slow it down or create snapshots and overlays and side by sides. That's what I use video editors for, to show the truth. I don't use it to hide the truth. There's a difference between me and what I do and what PBS Genius by Stephen Hawking does. I don't edit videos to deceive except for satirical purposes, like the interview with gosh, I don't even remember her name. Miss Marvel, the actress who plays Miss Marvel. And where is the video that I wanted to go over? And there's a lot of things I wanted. Oh, I know. I wanted to make a couple of videos of, and it would be played live, but it wouldn't be live. Typically those playbacks, basically, I would just say this. Hey, how's it going, Chocolate Santa? If you'd like to come on in and have a conversation, please do. In the description box, there's a Zoom link. You could always join in, and it'd be good to talk. And that way you won't have to hear me mumble and try to remember words that I can't remember and things like that. Now let's see. Where was I going at? Oh yeah. So if you see this, right? Well, not all the time. If I'm not being satirical, but you'll know because I'm talking, and you'll see the live chat, and I'll talk about what's going on in the live chat. That's an easy way to know that I'm live, and hopefully that's a random. Like, I'm not typing in. I'm not these people, right? And typing it in myself, like creating bots and responding. But so typically the video playbacks that I do live, they won't have that. They won't have the time, because you could easily look at the time, look at your PC, or it might be slightly off depending on where you get your time and date from. And let's move this. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's fine. I don't think I can do much of this. I want to focus on other things. Maybe another video. I just want to see, hey, if people would actually be interested in having a conversation. But of course, I don't know how long Nathan's technical issue will be, because I do like joining in on the conversation. Although I don't know if I enjoy the conversation when the troll or the agents are there, like between Brenda and who's the other fella, the fella who's drunk. Yeah, I don't know which was worse, or Rumpus, or who's the other guy who just talks all the time, and he's another probably Londoner or something like that. You can't get a word in, and I don't even get a word in most of the time anyways, but with those fellas, yeah, you definitely don't get a word in. Okay, so this is one of the videos that I wanted to do a video of, or a breakdown. It's not necessarily against her. I think it's okay. It's like a warning. Like hacking the headlines, I think there's some very good stuff. And she says, opening your third eye is a very dangerous and deceptive spiritual practice that dates back centuries. I'm always in that opinion. Hi, why curious? Wiggles. Was it Wiggles? No, it wasn't Wiggles. I'm always of the mind. I'm not going to say opinion. I'm always of the mind that the powers that you have, the freedom that you have, should be exercised by you and not given to any other entity, no other system. For example, people want to give up their gun rights or their First Amendment to be more safe. You've got the Ben Franklin quote. Here's Ben Franklin, freedom, safety. Oh, I need to memorize things. It's not getting easier with age, I'm telling you. But it's also that more of like there's just so many things going through my mind, and so many things I've been reading and listening to, that what probably happens is I don't give myself enough time to process a lot of the information that I'm soaking up, and therefore I have trouble remembering. I hope that's what it is, and it's not something else. Hey, Flat Earth, how's it going? Good morning. So yeah, Ben Franklin: those who would give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. Pretty good quote by Ben. So I feel like controllers of the masses. I think that's the term that I'm gonna keep using, rather than they, rather than the powers that be. I don't think they have power. People give them their power. They don't have powers. So the controls, they have control because people give them their control, allow them to control things for them. So the controllers of the masses, and of course they don't control me, at least hopefully not. We'll see. You know, when push comes to shove, do they control me or not? Probably not. So we'll see. It's gonna be the dogs that they have, their minions, that are gonna end up having to deal with me. The controllers of the masses, they just control others to deal with the situation. They don't go and deal with the situation themselves. Anyway, what I'm getting at is the controllers, not just the ones that are up there at the head of the line. There are those who are, you could say, in the alternative arena. It's gotten big. People are getting, the egos are getting big, I think. And there are those within, and I don't know whether it's because they're part of the system and part of the control mechanism, or maybe they want to be the new gatekeeper. They want to be a control themselves and get up there, personal reasons, or maybe it's just, maybe that is just what they think and believe. But one of the things that I want to keep in mind is not go to the part where we can empower ourselves in any way, shape, or form. So I equate, for those who read about opening your third eye, pineal gland, etc. What's interesting, hacking the headlines. I wonder if she does conspiracy theory stuff, and what she thinks about fluoride in the water. Because one of the conspiracy theories about fluoride is it calcifies the pineal gland. So does she side with the controllers of the masses, that we should put fluoride in the water so people can't open their third eye? I missed my point, and that's why I throw these out there. I mean, it's not really, it's more of a brainstorming when I do a live stream, or I try to have conversations if there are people to converse with. It basically substitute the third eye and its power. It's about having power on your own and not waiting for a external figure or supreme being or godlike figure to utilize change the world as we know it for you. But that's the other part. That's the other side, which I don't like. Is you're neglecting or preventing your own power from being. That's as simple as it gets. Preventing your own power from being. And I don't think that's the way we should do things, because that's what the controllers of the masses do. They go, hey, believe in this because this is about some savior coming to save you, and or look up to us. We're the authorities. We may have created the problem, but we know about the problem, and we can come up with the solutions. It's the same concept. Is you want to go to these authority figures, whether it's in the material world or if it's in the spiritual world. Is that believe in these figures, they know what they're doing, and they'll solve everything for you. They'll save you. They'll make everything better for you. Even if they could have prevented the problems in the first place. Now, then you've got the other side, which is almost like the old age meets new age spiritualism about the third eye. Now, I do get the point when she talks about how, the mainstream, it's gotten big, your yoga practices, your meditations, Kundalini, all this other stuff. But she may have a point about you might be able to open up something like that. This is again, I don't know, but again, from my point of view, it's not about knowing or not knowing, or believing or not believing, because if you think that you'll never know, then you'll never search, and therefore you'll never know. Or if you believe and you think you do know, and therefore even though there's no proof or evidence that it is, then you're going to stop looking because it's almost to the point. And this is why I really, really like watching certain people, even though they talk about religion, about Christianity and Jesus Christ and a whole bunch of things which I don't believe in, but I find merit in all the information that they provide, like Zen Garcia, Marty Leeds, and so people who almost preach, they're just sharing what a lot of scriptures and beauty of either math or scriptures and things like that. Is even though they believe, they keep searching. They want to know more about what they believe in. Other people are scared to look into that. The people who follow in these religious systems that are controlled by the controllers of the masses, they'll never want to look into any other scriptures out there. They're just going to look at that one book, the one book that's provided for them, that's given to them. It's just like people who go through university and they want to study and become masters or doctors, get doctorates and all this other stuff. They're going to learn from their required curriculum. They're going to look in that book that they give them. They're not going to look in any other book. To them, it's more about getting that credential rather than actually getting to the nugget of truth. And so when it's don't ever open your third eye, don't ever do this, don't empower yourself, don't free yourself from any control mechanism out there or system, I think my stance is always going to be no. You should never limit yourself. And other people are always going to be your limiter. I don't know why that is. A lot of it's just a societal trait, but just about everyone you know, for some reason, whether it's their ego, they don't want people to be better than themselves or whatever, they want to limit you. They're going to limit you in any way, shape, or form that they can. You'll know when someone loves you when they will not impose limits on what you're capable of knowing, of doing, or becoming. Is they want to open up and give you unimposed limits. They want to free those limits from you and say, go for it. Do what you can. And that's just my, I guess you could say, philosophy. Is don't impose limits on yourself. Don't let others impose those limits. Your life is your own. Their life is theirs. If they want to limit themselves, they can go ahead and limit themselves. But don't let others limit you and what you're capable of doing. What you might be able to do. Imagine saying, "Oh, look, again, they're saying this is dangerous." I think she says people have died from it. All right, it's just like because they don't know what they're doing. It'd be like saying, don't get a gun. People kill themselves. They don't know what they're doing. Guns have saved lives. They empower yourself, protect yourself, or you may not be able to protect yourself from size limitations against the person who's perpetrating violence against you, or your friends or your loved ones, family. And so they're saying, don't do it. Don't get a gun. Don't empower yourself. Leave that power to the other people. And there you go. They're having you go ahead and limiting your power, and then rely on the powers that other people have, and that's who you should allow to have that power and be protected from. Why curious? I knew a teacher in India who taught that it was correct stimulation of the Holy Trinity of the pineal, pituitary, and hypothalamus that constitutes the third eye. Food for thought. Not sure where to go with this. Okay, it's been about 34 minutes. I'll give it about 5 minutes. Nobody joins. I'll probably end the stream, but thank you guys for coming in. It's just kind of just stimulating my thought processing, my brainstorming, and what I really like getting out there is just a few basic concepts, but there's so many concepts out there. Basically, don't limit yourself. Don't let yourself be limited by others. You have the freedom. You're given this freedom, whether through the natural world, natural law, or maybe from even a higher source. That higher source attributed us with whatever we want to do. I'm not talking about Thelema and the law of Thelema, where do as thou will. But in a way, it is true. You can do what you want to do. That doesn't mean that there aren't consequences, whether it's in the material or in the spiritual. But you can do what you want to do. You can do bad things, you can do evil things, but you can do good things as well. And to limit yourself from doing good things with tools that are neither good nor evil, they're neutral in alignment. A gun is in itself not evil or good. It's whoever uses the tool for that dictating good outcomes or evil outcomes. Jersey G81, how can you open it? I bought an alkaline water filtration system for the home. I wonder if in time it heals. I'm kind of worried about mushrooms. So I have a 5-stage reverse osmosis filtration system for the home. And not only that, a water softener, so we get a lot of the hard metals out of the water before it gets to the reverse osmosis. I think it's good. I mean, before that, I've been, I used to get Mountain Valley spring water. That was when I lived in Somerville, Massachusetts, because I had the 5-stage filtration system, reverse osmosis, and you know what? Yeah, that was, the thing is, that was after I was waking up. And Flat Earth, you can always do what you want within the limits of your confinement. Yes, that is true too. But once you realize that you're able to open up capabilities of what you weren't able to do before. I mean, think about it. Think about how amazing this is. And I'm not talking about third eye right now. Think about how amazing this is. You think you're limited by your muscle mass and what you're able to do physically. Well, you know what? Like, say, you see someone doing 20 pull-ups. It's like, oh, I'll never get to do 20 pull-ups. You know, it's not. I'm not capable of doing that. Well, the thing is, you're not going to be capable of doing that if you don't do anything about it. But start doing a few pull-ups. Start pulling a few weights. You know, maybe not your whole body, but maybe a quarter of your body, whatever you can do, so your body, your motion of pulling works. You know, give that a day, rest a few days, you know, do it again, keep going, add in more weight, add in more repetitions. You know what? You're able to do those 20 pull-ups. You're able to do more. You may be able to do one-handed pull-ups 20 times. So you can go ahead and open up yourself to being stronger physically by going after and being able to do that. So that's the physical part. Then there's the mental part. For example, say you never understood math. It's just basic studying or algebra and you don't get it. It's like, I don't get this. I don't know how to do this. Or maybe you're trying to train yourself to figure out how to use a video editor or a photo editor, or how to take good photographs, how to process photographs, either the old way with film strips or digitally. That's something you never knew, right? You're not capable of doing, but you are capable of doing once you take a few steps to learn how to do it. And then all of a sudden you're doing it. It opened up a new possibility. Now, is that dangerous? Should you have never done that? Same thing with doing pull-ups. Is that dangerous? You should never do that. Maybe you could apply the same story. I've seen someone who did 20 pull-ups and they died. They got killed. They didn't know how to handle doing 20 pull-ups. You know, they strained themselves. They had a heart attack, high blood pressure. Whatever. They slipped and fell and they hit their head on something. They died. You know, you could attribute any of that stuff to anything. Saying, oh, that's dangerous. You shouldn't train to do 20 pull-ups. You shouldn't learn to process film, non-digital film, because the chemicals, you know, someone accidentally splashed in their eye, and then the splashing from the eye got in their mouths, and they swallowed the chemicals and they died. You know, or something, whatever, right? The fear, and that's the other thing, the fear. I think when the certain individuals, and I'm going a lot further than 5 minutes, I thought I'd be in now. The ones who propagate fear that you should stay away from it, it's dangerous. That's another warning sign. Those who impose fear from doing, those who impose limitations of what you should allow yourself to do. And I think we're there. And you could think about it in a way that if you are religious, if you do believe in a God or a source being or something like that, is they would probably want you to be as powerful as they maybe they allow you to be, or you allow yourself to be. Flatten Earth. Grandpa tried to do a pull up on the live trolley powerware. And gosh, that made me leave my train of thought. That's why I don't. That's why people, when they do live streams, they wait until the end when they read the chat. Where was I at? Oh my goodness. So if I can't remember, maybe I'll just end the live stream. When we get into okay, so the religious part, so the source, and a lot of the religions out there, heck, they even state it, and I like stating things where even the mainstream state it, because it's not like you're getting it from some esoteric or occult organization. You're getting it from just anyone can get it. So, for example, for the Abrahamic religions, it's God created man in His image. Of course, that could be interpreted as he imagined us and therefore created us, or maybe that it's an image of Himself, of God, and herself. So, does God limit us, or He created us? I gotta stop saying He. God does, or source, the creator. I was just say creator. Creator's maybe better. Creator of humans. When humans created us, the creator imposed limitations on us. Maybe there's a Pandora's box. Maybe that's what some people say, is that, hey, don't open that Pandora's box. That may be pineal gland or something like that. And so basically the creator created us, but hey, didn't want us to unlock something, therefore created it anyways and put a lock on it where we can open. See, that's where it gets to the point of why, and the logical fallacies of God's or the creator's decisions, or creators of humans. We can't interpret the creator as being fallible, at least the current thinking. But who knows? I mean, just think about humans and what we want to create, and when we create artificial intelligence, we're going to make mistakes. We're going to create issues. Do we create a back door? We probably do. But of course, maybe humans, we're just not good creators. Maybe the creators of humans weren't good creators. Maybe that's why. Who knows? The thing is to keep thinking, keep searching, keep learning. And the more we find out, the more we can isolate things, the more logic applies. Heck, more even spiritual applications there's merit to it. But the thought that, hey, well, are we gonna create artificial intelligence like we do in what was that movie? I like it. It's on HBO. It's a series based on a movie by Michael Crichton. I can't remember it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Let's see. All right, now I'm probably gonna leave the live stream. Just food for thought. Just a couple of ways of thinking, and so. Jersey G81, I can't get on board with flat earth thing. No, don't get on board with flat earth. Get on board with globe earth. Look at the official narrative of globe earth. Study it. Process it. Break it down. Westworld, thank you, White Curious. Here's what I say, Jersey. Just take everything from the mainstream, whether it's through government sources, whether it's through educational sources, whether it's through NASA or Wikipedia, and just look at the citations and the sources that WikiLeaks, or not WikiLeaks, Wikipedia, you link at WikiLeaks, provide. I mean, just break down everything that you know about the globe Earth. I don't even want people to look at flat Earth. Flat Earth is becoming, I don't want to call it a cesspool, but flat Earth is becoming very controlled and egocentric and starting to get that elitism mentality. Certain people definitely aren't. That's why I like certain people, like people really don't like and they call Mark Sargent a shill or whatever. All right, he has access. Anyone who wants to interview him, he interviews. There's no elitism involved. Nathan Oakley, you can go on a show. His show, open to the public. You can go in and talk to him and other people on it. There's no, you don't have to pay a fee. You don't have to join a club. You don't have to be a content creator who has a certain number of subscribers or views. You can just go on and have the conversation there. Same thing with me. Anyone can have the conversation here. But that's not, I'm not part of Flat Earth. I'm involved with Flat Earth, but I'm here more for Earth, the plan, or plane, whatever it is. We're all here, no matter whether you believe it's flat or if it's a globe. We're all here. That's what matters. But there's a different context to it. If you realize the official narrative of the globe Earth that's been perpetuated for 2,000 years, maybe even longer, who knows, or probably just a few hundred years. Again, we don't really know. It's good. So like, I'm able to talk with Zen Garcia. Looked at his words, like, hey, can I have an interview? It's like, yeah, let's have an interview. We had an interview. Zen Garcia is awesome. Marty Leeds, I made a video about Marty Leeds. Hey, let's not talk about this person this way. He had some merit. Here's what he got wrong about it. It's like, oh, he contacted me. He Skyped me. It's like, whoa, I had a video conversation, although it was private. Still, great guy. So when people are able to actually get together and communicate with each other and just toss ideas out there, information, you know, especially when people, they've got their names out there, they got their face, it's a lot better as well. And then you've got certain groups, they may not, or people, they may never give you the time of day. It's like, hey, can I have an interview? Crickets. Hey, can I join in on a conversation? Crickets. Right? It's like, how do I talk to certain people? It's like, there's a special access, but there's no public access. So I think the public access is very important, and also no filtration of it. For example, when I used to call up NPR, ask questions, they'll go, "What's your question?" And then you hear this pause. Okay, hold on. So what they're doing is they're either going to the producer or the showrunner and go, hey, this person has this, or the guest, if it's directed to the guest. This person has this question. Would you like him to be aired and say what he's asking? And then they'll come back and they'll either say, yes, you can go and ask it, or they'll go, no, sorry, maybe next time. So it's a great thing, and then you're gonna see a lot of different signs, like with public access. You do get a lot of agents, you get a lot of trolls. You know, maybe they'll get turned around. You know, just how well are they being paid? How well are they gonna be treated when push comes to shove? You know, they're probably gonna join the side which is right and good, and that will treat them like how everyone else, these people treat, like the controllers of the masses. When push comes to shove, they're probably gonna just run away. They're not gonna, if they can't protect themselves, they're not gonna protect you either. But then there's people out there, free folk. That's what I like to call us. Is like, hey, you know, I like you. We should all love each other. We should all protect each other. We should all remain be free and protect ourselves and all this other stuff. So when you prevent yourself from being, even protect yourself, and you have to rely on others to protect you, especially when they're not around, they can't. It's not like we're the controllers where we have billions or millions of dollars when we have our own security forces and security details. We don't. We we can't afford that. We can protect ourselves, but then they go, hey, sorry, you can't protect yourself with that thing there. You can't protect yourself with this. You can't protect yourself with that. And it's like, what are you talking about? Constitution of the United States, Second Amendment. How cannot be shall not be infringed. How does that apply? I'm sorry, it's this legislation. You have to follow it. It's like, I ain't gonna follow that. If you want to, the only legislation I follow is the Constitution of the United States, Bill of Rights. They're right there. And if you want to prevent me from, if you want to sue me or give me a ticket or something like that, you're gonna have to deal with the Constitution. And if they want to change the Constitution, again, you can't change it. That's the foundation. It's like changing the foundation of the house. You're just gonna have to tear down the house. So they're gonna have to tear down the Constitution and form up a new one. Well, if they're gonna do that, well, it's war. It is wartime. And unfortunately, the controllers aren't gonna be fighting the wars. They're the ones telling people to charge. While they stay back and they watch the people charge. They go, ha, hopefully we win. And then you've got the real heroes, the real warriors, who they go charge, and they're charging with the armor. Heck, they're not even just charging with the armor, they're in front of the armor. They're leading the way. Those are real leaders. Okay, last one. Hey, Ebon, I recently have watched your live stream at bedtime in Korea. By the way, I'm sure that no one has thought of flat earth thing here in Korea. It's kind of a weird topic to me. Hi, welcome. Thank you. Annyeong. I'm Korean. Except I only speak Korean to my mom, so I'm not very good at it. And I have the Busan accent or way of speaking, very, very childish, right? So I try not to speak Korean, otherwise I just embarrass myself or embarrass others. Yeah, flat Earth. Again, don't look at flat Earth. Look at the globe Earth. Look at what I want people to focus on is the official narrative, the official presentation, official doctrine, official whatever. Just look into the details of that. That's all you have to do, and ask questions about it and research more into it. Like, if you really dig the globe Earth, trust me, I dig space adventures, space operas, sci-fi. I dig it. And because I like it so much, I want to know more about it. It's like, hey, can I get into space? NASA's not going to let me go into space. Can I get into space myself? It's like, all right, looks like, no, we can't get into space on our own. People have tried. SpaceX, hey, can I get into space? SpaceX, you know, I'll throw me up there in a rocket and, you know, send me to the moon. I'll go. I'll do it. Plenty of people want to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to be a 33rd degree Freemason or something like that to go up there. You also have to be a very, very good pilot and physicist and whatever the criteria is. Is like, oh, okay, well, so much for that. But anyways, just look into the official narrative. Just look into it and want to know more about it because you're excited to more about that because you trust in it, you enjoy it. And then when you break it down, is it creating more freedom for you? Is it empowering you at all to live outside of the system of control? All right, we'll leave it at that. Flat Earth, only space sex that you have access to is in your NASA themed bedroom. And listen to others. Even if you don't like them, like, go ahead and listen to Flat Earth. It's not gonna hurt you. If you're a Christian, listen to some Satanists. It's not gonna hurt you. Listen to the opposition. It's not gonna hurt you from listening. It's not gonna change your mind. It may let you think on certain things. It might open up little key words where you're gonna go, huh, maybe I should look up about this. I never heard of this before. And know about it. That way, when someone contests to you, saying, hey, you shouldn't believe in this because of this, and you go, oh, I looked into that. I actually believe more of this because of this. But then again, me, it's gonna be like, hey, let's not believe at all. So a different viewpoint, different philosophy. But again, focus on what you like, focus on what you enjoy, look into it, research it because you want to know more of it because you like it. Why wouldn't you? But then when you're looking into it, because again, the controllers of the masses know that people will look into it eventually because humans are curious beings, that they're going to create their own control mechanism for the opposition. They call it controlled opposition. So you're going to look into it and they're going to go, oh, wait, there's a thing is like demons, devil worshippers, devils, and, evil, and this is evil. This symbol is evil. Again, symbols and words and things like that, they're neutral. It's just what you do with that. It's all, the alignment is all neutral. Humans, on the other hand, we're able to use tools and dictate whether it's for good use or bad. Oh, yeah, Jersey, you can go ahead and just look more into your things that you want. Just look into the things that you want to look into. Don't, if you're not feeling like looking into certain things that people are talking about, don't look into it. Look into your side of it. And when I make a lot of videos of, here's something else. When I make videos just talking about certain people, it's more of, I think they're on my side. I think they're on the right side. I think they're trying to be good, trying to do good, and trying to empower people themselves and ensure that they have their own freedoms. So when they're becoming hypocritical or they're not saying what's correct, when it can easily be investigated further, where they can see that, yeah, they might have made a mistake and whatnot, is I'm making those videos. I'm not making videos of opposition. Right, I'm not making videos of people I don't like watching. I hate seeing. I hate listening to. It's like you're not gonna see me make videos of just Alex Jones, or it's like I don't really like what Alex Jones says or does, so I'm not gonna make videos of it. You can do whatever he wants, unlike other people. But see that right there is good, because I mean, most people do that. I won't say that's good. Most people do that because Alex Jones is a famous figure. It might generate a lot of views and things like that. But for me, I don't watch enough of Alex Jones to criticize Alex Jones. And it's just the same thing when agents, trolls, come here. It's like, all right, what, 10 people watching now? I have almost 1,200 subscriptions. But just live streams, only 10 people. Most of my videos, under 50 views, typically. Is that they're going to hang around for half an hour to maybe an hour and just harass me and troll me and like saying you're wrong, talk negatively about even just the topic that I'm trying to talk about. It's like, if you don't like it, why are you here? Don't watch. You don't need to suffer half an hour to an hour of a show that you don't like watching or listening to, or someone you don't like listening to, and the topics that you don't like listening to. You're free to go. No one is holding you here. I'm not gonna suffer my own to someone that I don't like listening to, someone I don't agree with. So that's why I like to people in my corner. If there is a corner, I want to make sure that, hey, if I'm in your corner and you're in mine, we need to be on the same page. No, you know, if we're going against these liars, let's not lie. If we're going against hypocrites, let's not be hypocrites. If we're going against those who want to control us, let's not control others. You see what I'm saying? So that's the mentality I'm at. If you, and again, nothing's personal. Look, I don't even know most of the people I have conversations with, etc. I listen, but that's not knowing. It's just getting an idea of where they're coming from. But if we're trying to get the same point across, and we start seeing the same tactics and strategy used by those controllers of the masses, then let's not become the new controllers of the new masses in the future. We need a new paradigm, break the system of control. That's what we're all wanting, because we're in this problem because of the systems of control and the controllers of the masses. So that's why I am overly harsh with those that I agree with more, because I'm paying attention to those I agree with more. And the ones who are the controllers of the masses, where they utilize controlled opposition, they're going to utilize that to their effect and use that against us and anything else. And so that ends that for this. And I'm going to go over real quick some of the chat. Jersey, you're right about listening to all things. I'm a firm believer in that. Even if you disagree, you're 100% right about that. Thanks. Flat Earth, Paul Hall taught me some scripture that goes, be quick to listen and slow to speak. Yeah, I like that. Paul Hall. That was a good one. Jersey, I've looked at some Flat Earth YouTube videos. They seem to fall flat, no pun intended. Yeah. Just fine. There's just gonna be so much Flat Earth videos and hundreds and hundreds of hours. And here's the thing: having an open public access is like, if you ask me what to watch, like what convinced me, you know, I'll always point to Stephen Hawking and Three Birds. I appreciate that you gave me the time to speak. That's why I enjoyed watching. That's why I enjoyed your videos from 2016 elections. Are you planning on discussing politics anytime soon? I usually don't discuss politics that much anymore. I do on occasion. If you ever see the open topics, a lot of people who used to watch me from way back in 2016, they like to come on and discuss politics, and I'll discuss politics. But I've always been an independent, non-affiliated, you know, stickler for the Bill of Rights, Constitution, freedom from being governed. You know, people can govern themselves. That was the whole point. So I may engage in politics in the upcoming 2020 election. The one thing that I've always stated is my prediction of Hillary Clinton running in 2020, and she'll end up winning by scraping her way into a win, whether it's cheating, whether it's whatever. She's going to do whatever she can. Why curious? What are your thoughts on the relationship between consciousness and matter? That is deep. Let's see. Consciousness is an experience that you have to have, and matter can only help you experience it. Maybe I don't know if that's a good enough explanation. I mean, just think of the virtual world. Think of playing video games, right? That's a consciousness in itself. It's not physical. It has no matter. But we're able to experience it with others at the same time as well online. So consciousness can exist outside of virtual reality. It can actually occur in reality. It's difficult to get there. There's no, it's not like Tron. It's not like we can transport ourselves into it like easily like a video game, because we have these material things that gives us access to material version of a virtual medium space, and we can have a form of consciousness there, but consciousness within reality, you're gonna have to tune in using natural nature pathways. And let's see. I'm Thomas. I am 4 years in flat Earth and know it's flat. Dash Studios 68. 4 years. That's a long time. Hey, dude, are you planning on have a panel of guests? I plan on hoping that guests would come on. It's free to come on. Anyone can come on. There's no restrictions, but no one comes on. So I can't do anything about that if no one wants to join. Who is going to run against Trump? Oprah, The Rock. Heck, there's a lot of people running against Trump. The reason I say Hillary Clinton is, what else has she got to do? And there's a lot of money in it. People have given a lot of money in it. Clinton Foundation still exists. Her favorability always goes down the longer she's running, and she's ran twice, so people already understand that. So if she comes in late, her favorability stays high until as she's running. Plus, there's more weapons for her. She's not in jail, even though Trump said she'd be in jail if he was president. Even if he said that in jest, the weapon's still there. She's not guilty of anything. So any cheating, the emails and stuff of her private server and all that jazz, she can say, look, there's no merit. I've been through this. I've Benghazi, now the Russia and the emails and all this other stuff, the DNC cheating and all that stuff that was weaponized against her. She's not in jail, and that's just a weapon that she can use and saying, look, I've been accused, I've been proven guilty. Therefore, what do you got? And then, of course, now people have seen, now Trump has ran. She can actually say, hey, these are some bad things that Trump did. Whether I agree with her or not, doesn't matter. She has experiences from what people have experienced through a Trump presidency. For me, it hasn't affected me at all. Not that I can tell. Whatever legislations occurred or things like that, if it affects me and someone comes and say, hey, you can't do that, I'm gonna say, fuck you, I can do it. See this thing, Constitution? You know what it reads? What does it say? I always go there. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, all theater, I agreed with that too. Flat Earth. All right, thank you for joining me. Even though I didn't have anyone to talk with as far as guests, as far as having a conversation in the typical manner, I did have conversation of sorts with those in the chat. So thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you later. Thank you.